Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode with Tanoko 1, discussing the newest episode of Supernatural 1114 called The Vessel, written by Robert Behrens, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm gonna try to breeze through this really quick, actually, no offense. I'm in an extreme amount of pain right now. I've been informed I may have a disease called endometriosis, which would explain why I'm in so much pain. Luckily, though, once I get tested and if I get a positive affirmation, that at least means there's medical treatment for it. Yay. So, we're going to breeze through this real quick. Please don't take my possibly lack of enthusiasm as lack of enthusiasm for the episode. I'm just in, debilitating pain right now. So, Anand said, Misha's acting. Oh my god. I know, right? God almighty, that man just yeah, him and Jensen, they're up there. They're just, yeah, let's just start throwing awards at them. I mean, just throw them at their feet, okay? Anand said, we got our cast! Last week I wanted to see him in only a dream sequence, and here we are. I feel like dancing. Dude, you and me both. Literally, it was for 2 seconds, and it was beautiful, and I was so proud of him, and it's just yes, this good. My poor sweet child that I raised from birth. I'm so proud of you. He's so good. I love him. He's so great. Anand said, what was your reaction when Lucifer pulled his hand out of Sam and said, hello, Castiel? Basically what I just said. Because it's just I'm so proud of him. Of course it comes out for that. And then just all of the feels, all of them, all of my feelings are crying right now. So Long Butterfly said, overall I liked last night's episode, but one thing that has really been bothering me is while Misha is doing an amazing job playing Lucifer, I can't help but feel the writers are getting Lucifer's characterization wrong this season. He's too far removed from the complex character of season 5. I know, right? Dude, this is bugging me. Whew, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to be enthusiastic and I'm putting effort into this, but I'm really very miserable. Lucifer's character is amazing. I love Lucifer. Season 5 is it's amazing. It'll change your life. But literally, we have Lucifer in season 5 who is trapping angels rather than being forced to fight them. And only fights and kills them if he absolutely has no other alternative. I mean, he is going out of his way not to have to hurt his siblings. Who traps Castiel and then wants to talk to him about what's it like riding in a car. And then calls it an automobile. Because the fact that Lucifer uses lingo and stuff that he keeps using turns of phrases and lingo and references and stuff like that. He should have no context for. It makes no sense. He should be able to say this. He's been trapped in the cage from millennia on ending. And as we've learned from Castiel and other angels, they don't just immediately get pop culture savvy when they enter a vessel. So that certain things that Lucifer keeps saying is completely out of character because he should have no idea what that is. And you have Lucifer now who lies, who didn't before. And actually, if I remember correctly, gets really pissed off when people use lying tactics because he's really? And so it's just, his entire character this season is completely out of character. Lucifer's actually fairly calm, very manipulative, but it just, yeah, they're basing him off of season 7, which isn't real. That Lucifer is not real. It is the product of Sam's broken mind. I talked about this several episodes ago. whatever. I mean, it's fun, but I think at this point, it's too late for them to go back and fix it. So they're just kind of having to roll with it. You know, but it's completely and utterly out of character. Which, yeah, it burns my waffles. I mean, he's fun, but that's not Lucifer. Given that every time, or Nick's Narciss said, given that every time Amara is brought up in front of Lucifer, he gets a sly look on his face. Do you think he's actually out to kill Amara, or do you think he has his own agenda and that hasn't been revealed? Like maybe teaming up with her? I actually answered this a couple of episodes before too. It literally, there's nothing in it for Lucifer to try and team up with Amara. That would end badly for him. Not only does she hate angels, she hates being called an angel. You will like this the greatest offense you can give her. They are whiny winged suck-ups. And probably Lucifer is the biggest whiny winged suck-up in her opinion. Second of all, he's the one that locked her up to begin with and defeated her the first time. That's not gonna go over well. Like, even if they are gonna join forces to fight down God, the enemy of my enemy is not gonna work here. I mean, they've literally given us no context where that should work. If, you know, somebody calling her an angel is enough to offend her so greatly that somebody she was originally going to help and spare, she's just like, and sucks their soul out. So yeah, Lucifer has every reason to be very, very scared of Amara. Anon, if you were to pick out a single line or moment in the episode that impacted you the most emotionally, what would it be? One was when Sam goes, "That's not Cass!" And he just absolutely sounds terrified. That was great. That just hurt me down to my soul. The other one would be where Cass is talking to Sam and Sam's trying to tell him to eject Lucifer. You know, while you're in control, kick him out. You can do this. And Cass is refusing to do it. And he's like, no, we need him. And it's taking effort for him to have this conversation with Sam. And Sam's like, no, dude, we don't. We'll figure out some other way to defeat Amara. And he's like, we need him to save Dean. You know, just, oh, God, all the feels. My soul was crying in that moment because he's so good. I'm so proud of him. He's so selfless. Basically. And it's just like, he's such a good angel. My soul cries. God, that boy owns my whole heart. Like, all of it is just, oh, I love him so much. He just makes me so freaking proud. I'm just like, yes, this good. It's like, you know, I raised you right from birth to be the man you are. I'm so proud of you. I love Cass. God almighty, I love him. My heart hurts. Anon said, what do you think Cass would try showing Dean when they confront each other about Cassifer? In Purgatory, Cass said he stayed behind because he deserved it, and now he said yes because... And another Anon said, Cass is so multifaceted this season. A Cass who would give everything to save Dean, yet sees nothing worthy in himself. The entire Destiel Cassifer arc paralleling the Amara arc, but 23 episodes aren't enough for both. Your thoughts? Well, one, Cass is broken right now. He's very, very, very broken. You know, he's gone through seasons of mind control and people telling him that he's a tool and that they're telling him he's expendable and worthless. And after so much PTSD and all this other kind of crap he's gone through, yeah, he's in a bad spot. And literally, he's had no positive reaffirmation as far as, no, dude, you're not a tool. You know, and the Winchesters have unintentionally added to his bad mindset. One, because Dean is emotionally constipated and will not have a heart-to-heart unless he's absolutely forced to. I mean, we've seen this with Sam for years. the most open we've ever really seen Dean with another person, where it's just like no holds barred, he's just open with them, is actually Charlie. You can tell it's like he's afraid of being judged, and so he, you know, rather than revealing himself and putting himself in a vulnerable position, he doesn't, you know, go there. And so it's kind of, in trying to protect himself, he's hurt one of the people he cares about the most. And, you know, it's bad. Everything hurts. Nothing is good. Anon said, I love how Lucifer kept touching Dean's right shoulder in the episode. Then Sam claps him on the left shoulder while Dean is warning Cass. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting too. The fact that, like, literally, it kind of almost is like Lucifer sort of gives himself away. Like, Dean doesn't know exactly what's wrong, but he knows something's wrong. Because, okay, something about this exchange was off. I can't exactly say what, but something wasn't right. And it's literally because Cass puts his hand on the wrong shoulder. Cass, somebody even checked, Cass literally always puts his hand on Dean's left shoulder, which is the shoulder that had the mark on it. And Lucifer doesn't do that. And he keeps purposely putting his hand on the right shoulder. And it's wrong. And it's we notice these things because, like, okay, I'm left-handed. And so you notice so often when I have people have to sign paperwork all day long, I always immediately notice when somebody's left-handed because it just looks wrong. It sort of pops out real quick. And that's the exact same thing that happened when Lucifer put his hand on Dean's shoulder, is it stood out because we're so used to him automatically putting on the other shoulder without ever us thinking anything about it, that when he put it on the other shoulder instead, it stood out. And we're like, that's the wrong shoulder. And, you know, which isn't, it seems rather innocuous, but at the same time wasn't, because of the fact that it's literally never happened before. Anon said, poor Dean. I could just picture him leaving the bunker and going outside to try and regroup, and Sam following. Interesting writing choice of being the last scene being filmed outside. Yes, Dean very much is not processing what is going on, and the new knowledge of that Cass is possessed by Lucifer. And okay, what he just witnessed as well. You know, these people an entire submarine's willing sacrifice to their mission and stuff like that. And on top of, you know, Cassifer. And so it's just, oh God. You know, and he wants to, of course, be alone and repress and do all these other things. And Sam's like, no, dude, I'm your brother. You're never going to be alone. It's kind of like an Elsa and Anna moment where, well, that was actually, if you watch Once Upon a Time, there's the moment with Elsa and Anna, where Anna's just like, I'm your sister. You're never going to be alone. Unless, of course, I'm in the other room, but still, I'm there in spirit. and literally, that is Sam and Dean. And Sam makes the point of the fact that, dude, you don't have to shoulder this alone. I know you think you do, but I'm here for you, even if you don't want me to be. So, you know. Anon said, don't you think it's kind of stupid that after this big revelation of Casper, Sam and Dean go on a break to watch wrestling and all the other happy and are all happy and stuff? And then blog Lizzie Camilla said, what are you hoping to see next episode? Well, as far as, you know, what they show in the promo for next episode, dude, seriously. Dean lives in the country of Egypt, smack dab in the middle of a river called Denial. And so you forget, this is a Dean who, rather than thinking he somehow, that Cass willingly left him behind in purgatory, Dean comes up, okay, any other excuse has to be it. He has a good reason. He didn't just abandon me. No way. Refuses to believe it until he hears it from Cass's mouth, you know. And he's like, no, it's not possible. I don't know what the reason is, but there's a reason. And then when Cass willingly stays behind in purgatory because he believes it, Dean can't process it and immediately remembers it incorrectly, Whereas where Cass made his decision, didn't make his decision, but somehow Dean failed him. You know, that's easier for him to deal with than the fact that Cass willingly stayed behind. You know, Dean remembers things the way he has to in order to cope with things. Which kind of we see repeatedly when it comes to John Winchester. You know, that they really, really take their father out of context when canon shows he was pretty much a crap father and not that great a hunter. So yeah, I think next episode, Dean is deep in denial. Because Sam asked him about, like, you know, where, you know, about what if Cass doesn't come willingly, you know, he chose this. And Dean's like, no, not possible. And it kind of goes back to season 6 where Cass betrayed them and Dean refuses to believe it and gets pissed off that how dare you even mention that? How dare you even think it? You know, do not speak to me. And he gets pissed. And, you know, and they immediately have to go on the defensive about the fact, okay, dude, seriously, it was a thought. It was just a thought. Calm down. Slow your roll. You know, and because Dean, you know, probably, you know, if Cass said yes, he can't even imagine under what context Cass would do that. You know, and it's going to hurt even worse when he realizes Cass did it because Cass thinks he's expendable and nobody needs him or cares. You know, can you imagine how awful that is going to be? God, speaking of my soul crying, you know, Dean is just gonna die. You know, and in which case, it's just like, you know, and Cass will completely overcome this because Cass has overcome mind control before. And gay love is gonna have to pierce through the veil and save the day. Because that's what happened last time with Naomi, and it's that I love you that was supposed to be said in season 8 is gonna have to be said this time. Because that is literally what Cass needed to hear. You know, it's not so much that, you know, he necessarily... Cass needs to know he's loved. That is the problem at this point. Cass thinks he is just, you know, there to throw himself on the sword for other people and for them to just step over his body like it's nothing. You know, he is in that bad of a mind for him. He needs to know he matters. He needs to know how much he matters on an emotional level, not just another soldier in the war. He's going to need to know that he's loved. You know, loved. You know, not useful, not important, you know, not needed. He needs to know, I love you. You know, and it's, I think that's literally what it's going to take, you know, and going to have to happen. So, you know, meanwhile, Dean, next episode, can't process or deal or cope with the current situation and the idea that Cass would willingly say yes. So it's like season 10 all over again where he's overcompensating. Like, if I just pretend hard enough that I'm okay and that the situation is okay, magically it will be, you know, and that's not gonna happen. But God love him, he tries. He tries really freaking hard. You know, like, if he just denies a situation hard enough, it will magically fix itself. And it's just like, no. Mm-mm. You tried. You failed. You're wrong. But you tried. A for effort. And then back to blog Lizzie Camilla's thing about what am I hoping for the next episode. Dude, real simple. Bisexual Dean Winchester and non-judgmental Sam. Seriously. Because we already know that the guy, like, winks at Dean. You know, it's, oh, God almighty. But, yeah, I'm hoping for really, really badly overcompensating Dean. Like, I'm fine, everything's fine, the room's not on fire! Everything's great! I'm fine, how are you? You know, I'm really hoping for that. Sam's just like, are you sure you're okay, dude? Do you want to talk about it? You can talk to me. You know, what are you thinking? You know, basically we're season 8 where Dean shut his computer and walks over and sits down and like goes, Dean, talk to me. Sam kind of needs to do that. Shut everything down, get rid of the distractions, sit down in front of Daniel Force and talk to me. You know, dude, you already told me about Amara. Talk to me. Really. We've both been to hell. You used to torture souls in hell. I let the devil out and started the apocalypse. I literally tricked a guy into selling his soul so I could get information on you. I mean, we've both done horrible, terrible things. Do you really think I'm going to judge you? You know, about anything. Seriously? Talk to me. And I think that's kind of a thing that desperately, desperately needs to happen. So, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And say a prayer for me that I will, like, stop dying, because I'm in pain and tired and exhausted and wore out from the floor out. So, I'm fixing to finish this and probably go back to bed. Peace out. Bye. Also, before I forget, if you like this video, please don't forget to comment below, or you can either send me a comment or question for the next episode on my blog, tanoka1.tumblr.com/ask. Also, don't forget to, like I said, like, reblog, and leave comments in below. Thank you. Bye.